And welcome to another episode of Die of a Gold Coin Dealer. This is the very sporadic kind of mini series I put out, usually on a Monday. Um, it doesn't go out every week, it goes out when I feel like there's a need to put it out. It's more a video blog for those of you who are new to the channel. And I just talk about the market, what I've been up to, and it's something that I look back on myself to see the progress I've made. So yeah, I feel like January there's been an uptick, but I haven't decided if there's been an uptick due to the fact that I've got some silver in, or there's an uptick because people are slowly coming back to the market. I felt like October, November, December were tough. If you strip out that big stamp deal I did in October, the numbers are pretty dire. The amount I made in November, I broke even essentially. I think I was about £70 over. December I did okay. December I was about 700 over, but I managed to move some big ticket coins that I'd been holding on to for a long time. So I don't really consider that like general trading. They're kind of like one-off profits. And it's nice when I can find them. They have been harder and harder to find, especially over the last year or so. So does that mean it's getting easier, or does that mean I've kind of gotten a bit lucky? I'm not sure. I do think the silver will help though. Now the silver's a bit of a funny story because the gentleman who sold me the silver, I'd actually dealt with him before. I've dealt with him over many, many years. I've sold him a lot of things over many years. I end up having his gold. I don't know if you watched the video. I guess if you're a regular viewer of my channel, you would have watched. He had a load of graded coins. There was an SS Duro Sovereign. There was a PF69 2005. A load of sovereigns. So at the time, he said, I want to sell my gold and silver. I said to him, I can't take the silver for VAT reasons, which I will go into, but I could take the gold. So I ended up taking the gold off him. I've still got some of it. I sold the bulk of it, but some of it, a bit of it went for grading. Some of it I just couldn't sell. 2005 sovereign, couldn't sell it. I don't know why. I refuse to take a loss on a special year one-off design sovereign. Even if it is a PF69, I'd rather just hold it and not sell it. That's my prerogative, I guess. I could be holding it a long time. So yeah, I did say to him, I was like, I will get back to you about the silver. There will come a time where I can sell it. Now, where I've been sick, it means that my vatable sales have come down and they're pretty close to being under the threshold. Come April, they will be under the threshold. But I wanted to get some silver in because I wanted to have a VAT quarter where I actually paid VAT. The last 3 quarters, I've had a rebate, which is it's through no fault of my own. I haven't done anything wrong. Like all the paperwork's done. Basically I've been buying at auction. Where I've been sick, I haven't focused on silver because I couldn't do the paperwork. I was getting too confused in terms of how I'm trading. So I was keeping it very simple, doing the deals that brought in the most bang for my buck. Basically doing what I needed to do to survive. But I've started to feel a bit better in myself. So I was like, I'll do a silver order. I can pay the VAT for this quarter. It'd be fine. And also silver, it's a decent thing to sell in terms of getting profits in. I don't take the biscuit, I just sell it for what I feel is a fair rate. If I make 10% across the board on silver after that, I'm pretty happy. I am pretty happy at that. I'm not aiming to make 20, 30, 40%. That's why I have the stamps. So yeah, I got the silver in. It's been slightly better. But this guy sent the silver. He said to me there's 450-ish ounces, and I was like, okay, cool. I've got the funds for it. That's certainly not a problem. Sends it over to 6 boxes, and I'm taking it out, and I realise there's not enough room. So I take it to another room in my house. I go through it. I work out what I'm going to offer. And I said to the gentleman, I was like, you said there's about 450, but there's not. I don't know what's happened here, and he was like, well, I've had a lot of late nights. I could have just miscounted. Knowing me, I've just miscounted. And I was like, something's off. But okay, it does happen. When you're dealing with the larger collections, it does happen. You got to go for it. You got to go for it more than once just to make sure the numbers tally. Because when you're dealing with coins, some of these coins are worth a lot of money. So if you're out, you could be out by a lot. It's not worth losing your reputation over. As a trader, it just isn't worth it. My job is to make money on the spread. It's not to rip people off, whether knowingly or unknowingly. So yeah, I took the coins out. I paid the gentleman. I said, I made him an offer. Sorry. He was like, yeah, that's fine. I'm happy with that. I get back in the other room, and lo and behold, there's 3 tubes of Brits. And I'm like, that's where the coins are. So I get back to him and say, look, I tried to phone him. He was busy. He was in a meeting. But I said, look, I owe you some money. I'm really sorry, but there's 75 more Brits. I was like, just to clarify, I've checked and double checked. That's all there is. So I've gone through all the packaging. There's only an extra 75. I will ping you the money, because we'd already kind of agreed a rate on it. He was fine with that. So yeah, a bit of a comedy of errors, but we got there in the end. But it was a nice batch. It was nice to kind of get my head back in the game on silver. I haven't traded it for a while. I did buy some other silver bits. You haven't seen these. You will see these on another video coming up. I wanted to get through the batch of the batch of 400. It was about 430 ounces in the end. I think I've sold about 200 ounces. To go back to the market picking up though, I've been selling gold as well. And on the gold side, I sold 5 1-ounce coins. I've sold various amounts of sovereigns. I couldn't tell you the amount of sovereigns. So I do think there is an uptick, which should bode well. Should. We shall see. Now, in terms of where I think the market is going, I think we're heading into a whole heap of pain. I don't feel there's as many people kind of pot shotting me on the groups. I was getting people left, right, and centre at one point, and some people were like, "Can I have £100 off? Can I have £50 off? Can X, Y, Z?" And it's like, I don't make that much. Like, how much do you think I make? Like, in terms of spread, we're not talking about in terms of raw numbers, but in terms of spread, I'm not making those amounts of money on coins. £2 I'll make on this. If I'm lucky. If I drop it, I might make 150. I'm not making crazy amounts, guys. And I feel these types of buyers, I don't know if they've seen me just flat out reject. I got to the point I was just like, nope, no. It wasn't even no thank you, or just say no. It's not a case of I wanted to be rude, but I felt like sometimes you just have to put a message out that you're not prey, you're not easy target, and I'm not. I don't need someone to pay me. If I'm selling 50 quid worth of coins, I'm not having a haircut of 5 quid. Now there is etiquette as well, but there was a gentleman yesterday, so I put out 2 coins and he said, "Can I have free postage if I take the pair?" And I looked at it and I was like, it's 4 quid for postage. I can't do it. So I politely declined. But if there's no etiquette and you're trying to hammer me down for prices, I'll just say no. It's not even a no, thanks to the offer, it's just no. But there are less people doing this. So that actually indicates that the worm might be turning, the market might be shifting a bit on that. We shall see. I will tell you in a few months. It's not a problem. I am committed to kind of putting these videos out. I do think it's going to be okay. Now I am getting more and more of my older clients come back to me and say, actually, I'm in the market for this, I'm in the market for that. So people tend to come and go in cycles. It tends to be every 12 to 18 months. It's a new cohort of people. But I am getting more and more of the older people, older faces come in. A lot of people have exited the market, but there are a lot of old faces saying, I dealt with you in the past. You looked after me in the past. Do you have this or do you have that? And that is the lifeblood of my business. It's a people business. And if I had to constantly replace every 12 to 18 months, there's more competitors now. I can't do it in the way I used to. So I am reliant upon my past actions looking after my future self, if that makes sense. And that is why you don't take the piss with people. That's the bottom line, really. Well, firstly, you got to be a good person, but secondly, as soon as you just focus on the money, you lose these types of people. They will go elsewhere, and that's fair enough. Right, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've tried to film this like 6 or 7 times, which is very much unlike me. It hasn't been my finest performance, but I will see you on the next one, which will most likely be a video about the currency silver I've got to show you. Take care, guys. Bye.